The other thing you can do that's really useful when you're trying to get to know someone is ask them questions. Like, don't pester them to death with questions, but ask them questions. Like, because people like to talk about themselves and they need to talk about themselves. And if you're someone who can actually listen, that'll make you popular so fast you can't believe it. Well, one of the first things that might be worth thinking about is that it's not a bad idea to get used to being rejected. So I talked to this guy once, and he ran one of these, it was like a training program for young men who wanted to toughen themselves up. And so they were always setting each other challenges of one form or another. And one of the challenges that I thought was quite comical was he was probably in his early 20s. And he had to approach 50 girls in one day and ask them for their phone number. Well, you know, he's going to get rejected by almost all of them. But the thing is, once you've been rejected the 20th time, the sting starts to go away. And one of the things that it is, of course, very terrifying to approach someone that you are romantically attracted to, because it feels as if when they reject you that every bit of you has been rejected and left sort of crushed in the dirt. But there are a lot of people in the world, and there's lots of opportunities for you to make connections with people, and including people that you might be romantically attracted to. And one of the tricks in life, one of the skills in life that you need to develop is to learn how to start coping with being rejected so that you're not absolutely terrified of it. Because one of the problems with being terrified about being rejected is that it increases the probability that you're going to be rejected.
Right.
And then I would say if you want to start to engage in an interaction with someone that you're attracted to, it's like, don't get in too much of a rush. You know, maybe that's a 2-week strategy or a 3-week strategy. You might start by just saying hi, and then you say hi for a couple of days, so at least the person bloody well knows who you are. And then you might say, well, hey, how are you today? Or, hey, what are you doing today? Or, hey, what are you doing next in class? Don't ask them for anything. Or maybe there's something you can offer to do for them. Now that's a bit, or you can also sometimes ask someone for a tiny favor. That's useful. You don't do this in a manipulative way, but if you can ask someone for a tiny favor, like, hey, do you have a pencil I could borrow? Do you have a piece of paper that I could use? You start to open up the dialogue for trade. And so, you know, people are often advised in circumstances like the one that you're describing to be themselves, which is a really kind of it's a cliched and rather hollow piece of advice. But basically what it means is, if you interpret it in a bit more sophisticated a manner, is like, slow down, pay attention to the person, listen to them, say something nice, and then bide your time a little bit. And because it's sort of like taming. Imagine you're trying to tame a wild raccoon that's in the backyard. I mean, the first thing you have to do is demonstrate to the animal that you're not out of your mind, you know, that you're not dangerous, that you're not crazy and erratic. And you do that with people that you're trying to entice into a relationship. You start with just basic small talk and small advances until you develop a bit of a relationship. And you don't want to jump into the romantic element of it too quickly too, because that can foul it up extraordinarily badly. So don't get in a hurry. The other thing you can do that's really useful when you're trying to get to know someone is ask them questions. Like, don't pester them to death with questions, but ask them questions. Like, because people like to talk about themselves and they need to talk about themselves. And if you're someone who can actually listen, that'll make you popular so fast you can't believe it. So that's another thing for people. And we talked about how you can listen and how you can repeat back to people what they said so that they know that you've got it. Yeah. There's listening is just staggeringly useful if you want to widen your social network and also learn, because people will tell you things you don't know if you listen to them, which is also extremely useful.